Welcome to the shooting show. This week, for the first time in 2018, we're out at the roebucks. Plus, we bring you all the latest news from the shooting world.
So the mission this morning,
search and destroy.
There's been some 5 or 6 roe deer coming into an area of freshly planted trees, and then also meandering into a garden. I think a couple have been taken to try and discourage them, but it would appear that they're not heeding the warning and they keep coming back. So I think there's another 4 or 5 still coming, which is why we're coming out at stupid o'clock. I see my ugly mug there. Sorry, apologies for that. Mr. Griffiths.
Yeah.
And there's Scout behind me there somewhere. There's 2. There we go. So look behind this tree a bit like Brokeback Mountain. Hobby Heath for this particular dress. Just be cold. Dress very nice. We're in position, it's windy, so I'm just going to wait and see. Wait for the light to come up.
Yeah, he's down.
Sorted. Yeah.
Okay, Stu, we need to be down here on this gap in the wall down here. See if we can intercept these two that are fast asleep.
Well, they're still laid, yeah?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they don't notice the shot.
Right.
So, come on, let's crack on. Here. Christ almighty, Stuart.
Easy, tiger.
Come here.
I don't know what we can say, really.
Well, we've had a successful morning.
Yeah.
You've got two.
Yeah.
And we've got a good look here. We've been put through our paces this morning. It's absolutely bitterly cold. It's blowing a 20-mile-an-hour wind. You've got me out of my bed to come here. Now, the sooner we get this job done, the sooner we can get back.
Apologise for the audio because the wind's blowing an absolute hoolie. This is sort of, I don't know, typical for this sort of area. What we do is we're going to get these grallocks, then get back to the vehicle, check the audio's okay, and then we can explain how we've got on this morning. Yeah. As you can see, it's been pretty successful, and now we're about to get dirty doing the grallock and get them back to the vehicle. Sorted.
Well done, mate. Let's go.
What have you got? What's it?
Right, come on then.
Get it!
Leave it. Come on now. Come on. We've got ours, you've got yours. Well, we just had breakfast and a cup of coffee. We're starting to warm up a bit now. The sun's come out. We've got 3 bucks in the larder, and that all stemmed from a phone call that we had a couple of weeks ago, where the landowner, she was having great problems with deer in an ornamental show garden that she was having, and I'd managed to get a couple of the does, and then I gave you a ring, and we came and had a go at the bucks, and I've got one of the bucks off the top of the pig pen roof.
Well, I think that gate that they had been coming through, they'd sort of shot, so the big buck had jumped the fence.
That's right. He jumped the fence, and we watched him. It was bitterly cold, and we'd shot him, and then the other two, because of the wind was so strong, they were still laid down, and so that was your turn then, and then, you know,
made a break for the hole in the wall.
Made a break for the hole in the wall. The gods, you know, shone on us, and the sun came out, and
briefly anyway.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Still bloody cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you managed to drill them too. So yeah.
And to be fair, I know it's, you know, it's not a sort of like a classic stalk, but we've got 3 good carcasses in the larder. The owner of the ornamental garden is happy.
Oh, extremely happy.
Minimal disturbance. We were in and out early morning.
Yeah.
And we're all cleaned up and done. And
yeah, we did, and purposefully, like I said to you, you know, shoot them high from the shoulders.
Yeah.
Don't want them running. Don't want them going anywhere. We're not bothered about damage to the shoulder blades or anything like that. But they don't run. And fair enough, and you did that, and that's
job sorted.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, that's the roebuck season kicked off in fine style there. And now it's the Shooting Show news.
This is the Shooting Show news. The Commonwealth Games have concluded, and there was a medal haul for home nations athletes in the shooting events. England dominated the full bore as David Luckman and Parag Patel retained their pairs gold, and Luckman went on to win the singles as well. In men's double trap, 21-year-old David McMath took gold home for Scotland, while Michael Wixie took top spot in men's trap, 16 years after he won his first Commonwealth medal. Another victorious veteran was David Phelps, who topped the podium in prone rifle 12 years after he won the same event in Melbourne. Overall, athletes from the British Isles took home 22 shooting medals. And staying with Commonwealth shooting, there's a way it might take place in 2022 after all. Birmingham won't include shooting when it hosts the Games in 4 years' time, but shooting organisations are considering plans to put on an international event at Bisley at the same time. This wouldn't have Commonwealth recognition, but some MPs have already voiced their support for the event. Sports Minister Tracy Crouch said if there were a bid, we would pay attention to it. A new offensive weapons bill will need close scrutiny to make sure it doesn't affect law-abiding shooters, Bask has warned. The Home Office is pushing through new legislation that says certain powerful firearms will be banned, but doesn't go into detail on what this includes. A ban on sending knives to private addresses is also in the works. Bask reminded lawmakers that the evidence shows that knives used in crime come from kitchen drawers, not from the post. And finally, as of tomorrow, your firearms or shotgun certificate could last 8 weeks longer. New laws come into effect that mean that if you put in a renewal application in good time and the police fail to process it before your expiry date, you'll automatically get an 8-week extension on your licence. This means you're less likely to have to lodge your guns with an RFD or a mate while police forces suffer from delays. The new law applies throughout England and Wales. That was the Shooting Show news.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of Bask, it's time to join now. Bask, looking after your sport, looking after you.